everybody. Thanks so much for checking us out and watching us. We have gotten more questions from our community and very excited to go over a lot of them with you. Before we get rolling, though, just a quick reminder, we do have a website, heroicroll.com. You can also interact with us on social medias. We're on all the social medias. Well, not quite all of them, most of them. We're on Twitter at Heroic Roll. We have a Facebook page called Heroic Roll and Instagram at Heroic Roll. So if y'all have any questions for us, want to interact with us, check out any of the content we've been posting, you can check it out there. We also have a YouTube channel, also called Heroic Roll. You can check that out, subscribe. Probably post Kickstarter, we're going to be posting a lot more content on there. So if you're curious about keeping track of the project past our Kickstarter, please check us out there. We'd really appreciate it. How are you doing today, Matt?
I'm doing great. How are you, Chris?
I'm fantastic. We have a bunch of really awesome questions from a few of our backers, also some people on social media. We kind of touched on some of these questions in the past, but I wanted to spend some time just talking about each one. So Matt, this is probably more of a question for you because I'm not a developer. I don't know. But what technology are you utilizing to build Heroic Roll with?
So I like this question because I haven't actually answered it in any other format yet. So the front end is being built in JavaScript, obviously for browsers. We're using a framework called Pixie.js. It is a super versatile, super resilient JavaScript framework that works really, really fast for graphical stuff. It will default to WebGL, and it will fall back to Canvas and a number of other various versions of Canvas that will run on just about anything, and it's been super duper robust and super duper fast for everything we have needed to use it for. I've actually capped the frame rate on every device I've tested the service on and stuff like that. So it's really exciting, and it handles large amounts of sprites with little to no difficulty, even on not very interesting hardware. As far as the backend goes, we're still working on that, but my plan is to use .NET Core because it runs also on anything and has really, really robust and mature garbage collection as well as scalability. And then as a data layer, we're using Postgres, probably a distributed system. Have not yet decided how we're going to handle our load balancing and stuff like that, but there will be more information and technical write-ups as that is worked through.
Yeah, and we also have access to very talented people who will be assisting with a lot of that stuff. My partner is, for example, a badass when it comes to back end stuff. So we're both nerds. We know a lot of technology geeks, and we have gotten offers from people for assistance on helping to build this awesome app. So that's, I'll be honest with you, Matt, most of that shit just went over my head. It's okay.
That's totally cool. That's part of why I haven't talked about it so far. It's interesting to me, but maybe not to everybody else.
Yeah, but that's basically, in layman's terms, we're using some pretty advanced technology to build Heroic Roll with, not something that was created in 2000 that people are using today for their app.
Yeah, it's enterprise level stuff. A lot of it designed to scale up to gigantic levels of users without stuttering or even blinking most of the time.
Awesome. Next question: what type of business structure will the app use? One time, monthly? I had a lot of questions about this from people, and I could probably answer this one, Matt. With what we were envisioning for the business model, we were probably thinking of a monthly subscription plan, low price point, like somewhere between $5 to $9 a month. The reason is because we want Heroic Roll to be fully hosted on some very expensive infrastructure, and also we have a content distribution model where we want to give players more stuff, more tokens, more maps, more adventures. We want to create partnerships with gaming companies so they can release their content on our platform, very much like other virtual tabletop systems that kind of have that stuff. The big question is, are we going to charge extra for certain pieces of content? I think that depends on what we do. I could probably see us, like, if a full-blown module that's sold by, like, say, Wizards of the Coast, we would probably charge for something like that. But we want to give people a lot of free stuff too. But that's still up in the air as we move forward with creating Heroic Roll. We're going to be assessing that stuff all the time. I personally am not a fan of software license models where you have to pay once a year, every single year, just to keep the software up to date. I've done that type of thing before. I'm not a big fan. Also, like that has given like software providers the means to like overcharge people way too much after a certain period of time, and we want to avoid that. That said, it's going to be free for people who are just players. We're probably going to be charging the people that run the game, so please bear that in mind. Just because you're a user of Heroic World doesn't mean you have to pay anything. We're also going to have some cool swag like T-shirts and stuff, like and all that kind of thing, because we have a lot of people telling us they love the logo and that kind of stuff, and
Oh yeah.
we're probably going to charge for that, unless of course like we're at like a gaming convention or something. Then we'll give that away for free.
Mhm.
Okay. What happens to Heroic Roll if you don't meet your goal? We kind of talked about this a little bit in our last Q&A, but I'll kind of talk about it right now. It doesn't look like we're going to hit our Kickstarter goal at this time, but we've had a lot of people like invest in us, which is crazy. It's always crazy to me when like complete strangers give me money, and so for that I am very thankful. Matt's very thankful too, I'm sure.
Yep.
But this doesn't mean that this doesn't mean the end of Heroic Roll at all. In fact, the fact that we've had so many people give us so much money without even knowing us very well has emboldened me to want to do this. So we're going to continue to work on the product. We may go a Kickstarter-ish route again, but there's also opportunities for us to receive funding from venture capitalists who we've gotten feedback for. We can also just bootstrap this thing. Like we don't necessarily have to have funding, but what we're going to do is we're going to do what's best for the product. Ultimately, I was, the real purpose of me wanting to do a Kickstarter is to get a community of people who are financially invested in the product to give us feedback. Generally, that's when I've gotten the best product feedback is when I ask the people who give me money for the product to tell me what they want to see. And that was kind of the real reason why we wanted to do this. We have that now, thankfully. We have feedback from backers. And we have a lot of great people on social media who have just told me, Chris, I don't really give money to Kickstarters, but I think Heroic Roll is really cool and I'd love to invest elsewhere. So really appreciate that feedback, by the way, y'all. What we're probably going to do, assuming that the Kickstarter doesn't work out, is I'm taking a short vacation now, but later I'm going to be reaching out to all of our backers to ask them for feedback. Also, reaching out to other people I've connected with through Discord communities and social media, and we're going to get a lot of really awesome ideas and build out our product roadmap. And I plan to share updates about our product evolution on YouTube, on our website, and stuff like that. So please make sure to subscribe on YouTube and social media in general if you want to keep track of that and keep track of our progress. We're going to be pretty transparent about what we're doing. Okay. This is the last question we got. I think I understand this question, but we've got this question a lot. So, Matt, will Heroic Roll have a projector mode?
Yes, it will. There's going to be a built-in projector configuration that lets you like project maps onto a table and move tokens around virtually from your phone or some other method yet to be determined. It's going to be pretty cool. We have a completely configurable interface. So if you want a projector, your television, one of those giant touch displays, I can't remember what they're called, like the office television things, we can do that. If there's a format that doesn't exist yet, like some kind of holographic table or some other really cool project, we'll probably be able to support that pretty easily. For now, it's just rendering a web browser, and we have a lot of control over what we can show and where we show it. So we don't have to put anything on the screen. You could have the screen just be a display of the map and character tokens, then have everything happen on everybody's device or some other method. So yeah, projector mode right away is pretty kind of an out of the box thing we want to support, because we really want to support existing tabletop gaming and augment it and make it just a little easier.
Yeah. Am I right in assuming that like the same concept of allowing Heroic Roll to work on a small device, it'll work on a much bigger screen as well?
Absolutely. It's infinitely scalable, really. We're leaning hard on vector formats for art and things like that, if available, because the ability to scale infinitely and zoom in and out as much as you want is something that is kind of built into the functionality of Heroic Roll. So it's really important that we're able to do these zooms ins and outs, and as a result of that, we have the ability to just really show real breadth of scale and things like that, and like you can go really minute or really large. And if you want to do large format displays and stuff like that, you could show more information, or you could just show a bigger version of your older information, just kind of what you're expecting. So we're like I said, lots of configurability. So you can change your UI to be whatever size you want and reconfigure your orientation, position, all that stuff. So very configurable, definitely acceptable for that type of purpose.
Awesome. Yeah, I love going on Reddit and seeing like how people have like altered their dining room tables and put like a screen in it, and then they can, you know, have battle maps up on there. I definitely would love for Oak Roll to do something similar. It turns out my partner was not in favor of sawing our dining room table and putting a giant hole in it, though.
You just keep going. He'll eventually come around.
Well, again, that's all the questions we got. Thank you, y'all, so much for your support. It really means a lot. Heroic Roll is going to move forward. It's going to kick ass, and we believe it's going to be one of the coolest virtual tabletop apps out there. So please, if you have any questions for us, let us know. We're available on social media and our website. Thank you very much.
Thanks, everybody.